Hello and welcome back. As we talked about in the last video, covalent bonds are important for in the type of bonds we're going to see in biological molecules. So most of the bonds in biological molecules are actually covalent bonds, and we see that these bonds have very large bond energies. So that means these are very strong bonds. So some of the more common bonds that we're going to see are like carbon-hydrogen bonds, carbon-carbon bonds, carbon-nitrogen bonds, carbon-oxygen bonds, and so forth. So we may see single bonds, double bonds, and we may even see some triple bonds in some different types of molecules. So again, be familiar with these bonding patterns so that you can recognize them in the biomolecules that we'll look at. So when considering the type of atoms that make up biological molecules, if we compare, say, atoms that are in the Earth's crust versus seawater versus the human body, you see that in the human body we have hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and then some elements in smaller amounts like calcium, phosphorus, chlorine, potassium, sulfur, sodium, and magnesium. So the bulk of it is hydrogen and oxygen. I bet you can guess what that's from, right? And then we have carbon, nitrogen, and so forth. So hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, we're going to see these over and over in the systems that we're going to look at. Okay? Remember, those are the ones we looked at mostly in organic chemistry. Obviously you took organic chemistry, you should be very familiar with the bonding patterns for those elements. If you look at seawater, not counting the water, we have chloride, sodium, magnesium, the sulfate, and some other ions making up the bulk of that seawater system. In the Earth's crust, we have oxygen, silicon, aluminum, iron, calcium, sodium, and so forth. So you can see that the elements that are in the human body are very different from those that are in seawater or the Earth's crust. So the most abundant elements in the human body are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen at these percentages. Okay, and so they make up 99% of the atoms in the human body. So it's their ability to form covalent bonds that makes these elements so prevalent, because they can form these strong bonds, and that's why they are so important for biological molecules. And again, they have very high bond energies, making their bonds very strong. Okay, so here's some bonding patterns that we can look at. And again, they have high bond energies, but hydrogen forms one bond, carbon forms four, and we can have single, double, and triple bonds in carbon atoms. Nitrogen likes to form three bonds. Oxygen forms two bonds in their neutral states. And of course, these covalent bonds form by electron pair sharing. You should already know this from general chemistry and from organic chemistry. It really shouldn't be new material for you. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.